More RavenCourt, and we're on Infernal Shrines, so we're actually swapping very nicely through maps as well. At least in today's games we didn't have a single map twice. No, we didn't. Pretty sweet. So, we got another very nice setup. We have currently Sven, Fish, Krankel, Morenas and Nano playing for the red team, and Cure playing again this, sorry, for the blue team. Cure's playing on the red team with Wakesue, Stark Fae, Evixos and Ion. So let's see what the bot has up for us this time. I'm really impressed with the entire system. It's really working well, so big fan. And we had great games already, a lot of back and forth action with the teams. Again, these are the exposition matches where players can make a bit of a name for themselves and also get themselves into a spot, you know, where they will be picked up for the upcoming Captain's Draft tournament. Still going to be a few weeks until that tournament actually starts up, but until then we're going to have these in-house game matches with the RavenCourt bot. If you want to have more information around that, in the description you can find a link to the website where you can check all of this out. There's also a crowdfunding for the tournament that they're planning to host there. But the general idea here is, of course, create games that are as fair as they possibly can be, give the players some exposure, and then the Captain's Draft that we have for the tournament itself, everybody can build on the experience that they had with the players that are participating here to form their actual tournament team. So right now, even a couple of Americans are playing. Legacy, as far as I know, is also playing in one of the other games, by the way, just as a bit of an information that we talked about Madara, we talked about Cure. I think I mentioned some of the other Americans that are playing cross-server right now too, but I haven't highlighted Legacy yet, so quick note for him too. We get Johanna as our first pick on Infernal Shrines. Of course, you want to have, again, the AoE control as much as you can here. We have Hogger Band out, also Brightwing. No Blaze in this one either. So definitely heroes that are great on the objective. I'm more interested in the damage dealers, honestly. One hero that we haven't seen in today's games yet is Vala. So we could on Infernal Shrines obviously see her. But Nano, he's been playing his Chromie earlier, but this time they didn't take Hanzo away. So there's just absolutely no hesitation. He comes in, instantly picks Hanzo. But I'd like to see what the red team is going to play. We had a lot of Sylvanas, so we could see some Sylvanas games again too. And Fish, I mean, we have seen more traditional supports from him, but technically you could also think about going for Uther main tank, which he obviously loves to do. Genji and Anduin as a combo, so already you know exactly what they're trying to accomplish with that. That light bomb engage into the backline is going to threaten his brother in particular, so the two Shimadas at each other's throat once again. And that leads us instantly to the final two bans for our game here. Alright, so they get rid of Junkrat. I like the Haka for them too, so having a global, never really a bad choice there. And Diablo, another real strong tank here, is also getting removed. I mean, you're not going to run out of tanks. This is obviously not a Meta Madness concept or anything. We don't have pre-bans in this one, so there's no limitations, which means that you have still Muradin available, who has been played a ton here. I mean, you could even, depending on what else they want to go for on the damage side, go into Ethereal here. There's like so many options for them. So Diablo, getting rid of him makes sense since he's great on the shrines with all the stuns that he has. But yeah, there's our Ethereal pick. Cassia, she gets picked together with that by Morenas. And that leaves us with the final two picks for the red team, first and foremost. Now, they haven't picked a side laner yet. You could, of course, go Leo if you really want to double dip into that wave clear and want to go for some drains, play Leoric on that, have him at the top side, trying to ghost around here. Urel also still up if you're looking more towards some displacement and also just a big hit point pool that she brings. And they go for Sonya. Sustain and spin to win on the shrine. Chromie against Hanzo. That's going to be one of the main damage setups now. Yeah, and that leaves us with the last pick. So, Infernal Shrines, map is nearly ready. We get good lineups for both of the teams, that's already certain, but we are still lacking the support for the blue team. They could go Rhaegar. I mean, again, you have Stukov, Rhaegar. They go for Uther. Could now technically even try to play Uther. Nah. Uther's gonna be side later. Okay, so not bad. With Fish, you never know. They could swap a bit if they wanted to, But yeah, in this case, we're just going straight for Infernal Shrines. We have everything set up. So guys, another RavenCourt game coming your way. On the left side for the blue team, here in Infernal Shrines, we have Sven on Dehaka, Fish on Tyrael, Krankle is playing Uther, Morenas on Cassia, and Nano is playing Hanzo. On the right side, Cure playing Genji for the red team with Vexu on Anduin. He's the one who's going to enable him to drop into the opponent's backline with a light bomb engage. We have Starkfae on Sonya, Evixos on Chromie, and Ion is playing Johanna in this game. More RavenCourt, let's go! We get stacks for Cassia, Thunderstroke, as the level 1 talent choice for her. Sonya playing it out with a Furious Blow, so we're gonna get the full slam for her. Going full Hulk. Slam. Sonya, slam. Just have to paint her green and you got your She-Hulk costume right there. Honestly, they should have done that. I mean, they gotta be a little bit careful, I guess, with copyrights, but that's definitely one of the things that they should have done. But yeah, didn't get any of that. She's gonna have tons of sustain on the Shrine fight, one way or another. Now, I'm gonna keep my bit on Cassia in particular. How many stacks she's gonna get, how much damage we're gonna get from her. Morenas has usually been doing a fairly decent job with her. And already we have him on 5 stacks together. Ion here with his Mecha Spider. It always amuses me every single time I see that mount. But yeah. I think that was granted by Facebook. You had to do some Facebook stuff for Heroes of the Storm at some point, if I remember correctly. It was like way back when. But that was the mount where we tricked the one guy in our team on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I think I haven't told that story in a long time, so there's probably some people around that don't really know it yet, and while there's not really a whole lot happening, let's just talk about it quickly again. So I was playing with the team, and just like random Storm League game, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we were dominating the other team. It was pretty one-sided, honestly, and for that reason we were brawling a lot and not turning in tons of our gems, and at some point we ended up me and some other guy, we ended up with like more than 40 gems or something like that. And one guy on the team, he was the only one that was a little bit weird, and he immediately started to just like bitch at everybody. He started to ping us. It's like, turn in, turn in! And none of these turn-ins that he was demanding made any sense, because we were just like getting kills, pushing, and just capitalizing on number advantages and stuff. But he was so annoying that at some point, basically, I just told him, dude, like, we want the secret mount. Like, I'm not turning in because I want the secret mount. And the other guys, they immediately knew that I was bullshitting him hard. So he was just like, what secret mount? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, didn't you know? Like, if you hold 100 gems at the end of the game, you're gonna get the secret mount. And he just ate that up, and he believed every single word. And thankfully, the guys that I was in the team with besides him, they just played this perfectly. So everybody immediately jumped on that train. It's like, yeah, dude, duh, we want the secret mount. Like, what are you talking about? And yeah, it ended up with him just trying to collect gems the entire game and doing nothing else. So we were pushing for core, and he was sitting at 90 gems or something. He's like, don't end the game! Don't end the game! I want the secret mount! I don't have 100 gems yet! And that was the moment we were like, dude, like, this was just fake. We're just trying to shut you up. But yeah, thanks for playing. So every single time I see the Mecha Spider mount, I have to think about that. But yeah, talking about 2 Spider Queen objectives and talking about now Infernal Shrine objectives. So we had the blue team stealing the red team's Bruiser camp, the Shaman camp, as you can see on the minimap towards the right side. So that was a nice move. But now they're losing Tyrael. So as the objective comes up, the blue team takes the lead in the early position. Having that Shaman camp there is also pretty sweet. But they lose Tyrael early, so that should allow the red team to fight their way back into this. But considering that they're this far behind, I mean, maybe not just yet, because they're on 33 points already. Uther goes also down, though. They're really paying a price for this one. And it seems like Sven is also going to get obliterated. 37! They're 37! Morenas for the win! And he gets it. They lose everyone on their team. 4 kills already. Morenas at least trying to get some additional stacks, but he falls too. So they lost 5 heroes in all of this. But they got the objective. Boy, oh boy. 5 kills to 0. They got the Arcane Punisher, which now is obviously not doing anything because nobody's pushing with it. the bait over the wall was a little bit lackluster, so it comes through late, but the Punisher did more damage than it should have done. But as you can tell here, it's still very little. I mean, the intention at the end of the day was simply to make sure that they're getting the objective and they don't allow the red team to get kills and the objective, so they were already invested in that situation, and it was a bit of a sunk cost problem. But now that we have the big lead in experience for the red team, they can hope and try to just play around the next objective, play around level 10. What annoyed them probably more was losing out on this camp, so a bit of damage on the wall as a bit of a result. They couldn't really push out the top lane any further. So that steal was nice. I like that idea, I like that steal, I like the move they made there. It just didn't pay off as well as they were hoping for. So that's the unfortunate part of it. But then again, we now have level 9.5 for them. Still more than a half level lead for the red team. And they are going to now try to get level 10 early, work for the next objective, maybe steal a camp away if they can. But yeah, so at the top, Dehaka, he's going to be big in this game. Sven should really have an impact here, considering that he is the only global. So he's not slowing down Sonya too much as she's moving topside. But he is going to be the one that can continuously later on control the lanes. And, well, that's Chromie. Alright. Light bomb engage. Nice. Yeah, the coordination could have been a little bit better there. There it is. The kill on Nano. I was just about to say that Hansa is apparently able to walk away from this. But thanks to the level 10 abilities, they synced this up extremely well. Get another kill, which means that it's now 6 kills to 0. Now, in a normal game, when we have established teams, you'd say, well, that might just be the snowball. But considering that these are still in-house games with teams that usually don't play together as 5-mans, there could still be mistakes on the red team side that get exploited, especially now that the blue team has their own heroic abilities. And Uther has not taken a level 10 talent yet, so no, he goes Divine Shield. Every single time you see an Uther player holding back his heroic ability, you have to consider that he might just go into Divine Storm and try to get more control in team fights. Genji team. That is interesting. Okay, Sonya could leap. They're gonna get it. Oh, no, they didn't go for it. Oh, I was just waiting for the Sonya leap. And what do we get instead? A Sonya kill. Sven is coming in for the big lick. He hits it. Light bomb engage. And boy, that's a counter kill. That's the counter kill they needed. Divine Shield on Cassia. Uther dies. Now it's a 4 versus 4. That was spicy. That could have been super, super interesting. I mean, it already was to begin with. First, Genji realizing that they were about to take the camp, trying to contest it. Sonya and the rest of the team moving over, thinking, hey, let's try and fight for it. But that backing off on the last moment. Sonya already being too deep, getting caught and killed. But that counter kill, that helped them, of course, to bring things back. But now it's another lead for the blue team on the objective. So they came in again. Cassia is gone. The fish is eliminated. More or less, from the fight. Hasn't died though. But yeah, Cassia with 33 stacks at the 8-minute mark, trailing a bit behind what you would normally expect there, but not really too far. Also, of course, there's always a question of how many fights did you actually get. But this is an objective that will fall into the hands of the red team. They're going to take this one. And they're going to take level 13 together with it. So yeah, level 13 is going to be hit. We have Sven now dealing with the top lane, pressuring here. Level 13 talents are in, and the boss at the same time. The wall has already been destroyed, so this is pretty much your ideal scenario if you're trying to get some damage done here. I mean, in this case, it's obvious that if they're not getting kills, they're going to lose the fort. So Chromie gets annihilated, so that's the kill they were waiting for. The problem is they're losing 1-2. They lost Uther already. And yeah, with Uther gone, that also now means that it's a 4 versus 4 again. And since the Mortar Punisher is still at 50%, they could now try and get some hits in on the fort, take that one down, maybe even get another kill. Dehaka finds himself in a bit of trouble here with another leap. Yes, there it is, the stun. And that is the end. The fort gone and Dehaka killed. Job well done. 2 kills to 10. And the first structure destroyed in this game. Now the lead in experience is more crucial to them, honestly. All falling back after taking the camp here. But yeah, we have right now 25,000 damage for Hanzo. We got 20,000 damage for Genji. The two Shimada brothers are leading the charge on their respective teams. But with level 13 talents now taken, the blue team, they gotta do something. I mean, they're scaling. Cassia is, of course, getting her stacks together. There's only one fort lost so far, but if you're on the right team, you're definitely a bit worried about the general gap in experience, because level 16 is going to be our next problem, and if you are not able to break through that rhythm, then eventually you're also going to be faced off against someone that is giving you some grief with level 20 talents. You don't want to trail behind by a talent every single time that the objective is up, and in Infernal Shrines in particular, it's just insane. If you have to give this up all the time, it's not going to bode well for you. And currently you can already see where this is headed. They're going to get level 16, and I do not think that the blue team will be able to catch up here. Unless, of course, they are locking some kills in. That would be the difference. If they can get a few kills, that's a different story. And there's definitely a chance for that. But right now, we got the double pull for Anduin with the Glyph of Faith. We had Genji pushing the bot lane out a bit. The Arca has to react. That's, of course, a saving grace now on the blue team side, that they have at least that. And yeah, up at the top, Morena's still holding on to this too. It's a little bit of a game of vision now as well. Everybody is like hiding. Nobody really wants to move too far out too. Especially the red team is cautious. Sorry, the blue team is cautious, since they don't have their level 16 talent. But you know what? If the objective doesn't get announced within the next couple of seconds, the blue team might just be able to get the experience that they need here. There's minion waves pushing in at the bot lane. We have the same already happening up at the top. The Haka got interrupted, by the way, on that little move that he made back to the Nexus, trying to top up his hit point pool a little bit. Genji went through the gate and then attacked him. But yeah, they're going to get level 16 for this. Nice. That's actually great for them. Need to make sure that you don't lose anybody now. Yep, like that. Okay. Good move. Level 7 was ready, Uther used it, and now they're gonna get level 16. So even talent fight for the next objective. Even talent fight for objective number 3. So let's go. This is the one where the blue team really has to make a dent in the armor of their opponents. I mean, this is really the one. If you lose this one too, that means you lost the fight, you will lose the fort. And then this lead in experience is going to be extended even further. And you just can't afford to let that happen. So, yeah. They got to do something, and they got to do it right now. This is the moment, honestly, to just like move in, throw it all on the line, and try and take the victory in this fight, and then get back into the game. So this is their ticket. Sven is already looking for the taking back. Gets Chromie. Gets Chromie. Immediately Anduin is ready for it. Already getting one of the charges removed, of course. And they take position. So they have the control over the shrine now firmly in their hands. But the red team is going to push here eventually, especially since they now have the cooldowns ready. Arrow hits Chromie once again. Might need to be saved here. Uther in the backline in trouble and gets killed by Sonya. Nice kill. They need a counter kill and they get it. Chromie is gone. The support is gone, Chromie is eliminated, the Uther Ghost now also disappearing. Could still do a bit of work, at least initially, but Sonya is just absolutely murdering them together with Genji. So they're going for Cassia, and she's gone, but they get the kill! It's a back and forth! They Haka there, 2 versus 3 now on the map. Sanctification just not doing enough, was a bit too late there. Fish trying to get away, and they follow him immediately with Genji. 14 kills to 4. 1 level lead, more than that, level 19 in their hands. If they can kill Nano now, then this should definitely be... I mean, this is just glorious. What they should do here is honestly just get it to 39, get the experience to level 20 before they take the Punisher. That would be the play here. Bring it to 39 stacks, allow the rest of the team to get back, or at least some extra experience to be taken, and then just go for it. You don't have to go immediately to 20. I mean, honestly, the way that it's shaping up from a time frame, they can pretty much directly take it. They got 32 already. There's another minion wave there. With a 4, they're going to go for it. So yeah, they don't have to delay anything. They could if they wanted to, but Hanzo would be back as well. So yeah, 37, you can tell they're slowing this down slightly. So Vexo is the only one that's sitting there. They're making sure that nothing happens. But with 15 kills to 4, this is going to be level 20. Top Fort has no chance. The only question here is really, can they get maybe also the keep? That's the big one right now. If they can go for the keep, that will be the dream. And they are going to try. Another camp gets claimed. There's the level 20 talents. And now we're going to see the big push through the top lane. And this is gonna hurt. The only question here is really how much it's gonna hurt. But there's no doubt about it, that's gonna be painful. We got the inner fire now, so yeah. It's gonna be... it could be crazy. Living weapon with cooldown reduction is obviously big. Got the Radiant and Faith in. There's the Punisher. The wall is already up. The gate's gone, so you can move straight through the middle. The Haka is still at the bot lane, by the way. So the Haka is not defending yet because they are trying to make sure that he can get them a bit more experience. Nice Divine Shield also by Uther, using it very early as the Light Bomb engage moves in. And they're trying to fight back here. They kill Chromie! Oh, what a leap! What a leap! Big leap, but the Sanctification also great. Chromie died first. Fish falls. 2 eliminated. Holy hell, what a fight there. Without level 20, they're doing what they can to try and stop them from taking the keep down, but it gets destroyed. Fight not quite over yet. It's a 3 versus 4. They're trying for core. Quick replay also from what we just saw here. Really nice move. I mean, look at that leap that comes in here. Big leap after the condemn, beautifully timed. Now they're going for core. The shield is gone. 20 seconds for Cassia to come back. But Starkfey on his Sonya might be in trouble. And he's dead. I don't think they can end this. There's a light bomb. They need kills. They need them quickly. 50%. No, that's bad. Hanzo down. This could have been the big move. Genji gets caught by the core. 50%! Another big condemn! If they get the kills now, then it's all over. But the rest of the team is slowly coming back here. 48% on the core. And they're forcing the red team to retreat. Everybody has to move back here. Sven with the Haka stopping them. 1 down. Anduin not running fast enough today. 8 kills to 18 now. Level 20 in the hands of the blue team as they're trying to bring this one back. Trying to go maybe through the middle, take that keep down. It's getting nasty over here. It's getting absolutely nasty. They're poking at the wall. Up at the top, there's still a double catapult that somebody eventually has to take care of. There's no objective up that they could take either. There's very little they can really destroy, but they have to do something. All that they took down thus far is the mid lane fort, and that's just not enough. So right now, catapults, the Haka, well, seems like Hanzo is taking over. I was expecting Haka to move in, but nope. So they take this down. Not a problem. Core doesn't lose the shield. A few camps have now been taken. But boy, oh boy. You know what? We're honestly going to take, while they're waiting for everybody to respawn, another look at that leap. The condemn was just great. Everybody just gets funneled into that one position, and then leap comes in, quick kill. The sanctification honestly prevented them from losing the game there. If the sanctification, you might argue it was too late to save Hanzo, but if the sanctification doesn't get dropped there, they lose way more heroes and could have lost the entire team and therefore the game. But now it's at least 20 versus 20. They still find themselves, of course, in a precarious situation. But there is at least still a chance. They're fighting for every chance and opportunity to bring this back now. And at this point in time, we have the Haka at the top, trying to take at least the catapults down. The objective is up. You gotta fight. You gotta fight once that it's ready. So they're trying to de-push the lanes as best as they can. The Haka is already moving away from the top lane. This is gonna hurt. Eventually they have to move somebody back. 18 minutes in, 19 minutes in. The Haka actually trying to go for the catapults instead in the back. Okay, I like this a lot more. So the camp alone is not going to do enough damage. The catapult eliminated. It's going to buy them more time. And now he's coming in. Light bomb. They go for Hanzo again. Divine Shield is there. Not sure if it was even needed in that situation. They might have been able to save it without him, but better safe than sorry. Sonya leaping out. Was in trouble there for a moment. But we also saw Tyrael go for his own ult and drop the whole arena on them. But the fight continues. The arrow hitting 3. They could get the kill right here. They go for Sonya and they take her down. Sonya dropped. Cure fighting tooth and nail for the team, but Vexu gets eliminated. That's the end of Anduin. The blue team with a victory in the team fight. And all of a sudden, they're looking at another potential objective. They're at 29, 30 stacks. They're going to get this one. They're going to get the objective here. Yes, this is getting interesting. Very interesting indeed. They now have the Mortar Punisher. They have destroyed the fort at the bottom of the map already. The one in the middle is also gone. Dehaka on his way back to deal with the catapults, and then he could global in to help the team out. So they're trying, and 2 heroes are still dead. The red team can still lose this. They were so damn close to ending the game. They were so far ahead. We had them with how many kills? 8-0 at some point? 15-4? Now it's 10-18. Of course the blue team is still behind, but only by 8 kills. And you're looking at this, you're seeing another keep getting destroyed. And this time on the blue team side, they're doing everything they can to turn this game around. Typical 6.5 out of 10 game. No comeback mechanics, Kappa. Hi, IGN. This is the moment. 20 minutes in. Light bomb! This is the kill! No! The Divine Shield saves the day and allows Tyrael to use the Sanctification. And it is Jojo that dies instead. Did you see that? They go for Tyrael. They stun him out completely. Uth at the last moment gets the Divine Shield through. Fish gets out of the stun and uses Sanctification. The keep is gone. They got a kill. And now they are slowly retreating. What a game. 70 stacks by now for Cassia. So she's definitely doing a bit more. Not crazy, don't get me wrong, but she's still sitting at 61,000 damage now. Oh my god, they just caught Sonya. Oh, they caught Sonya and now they're trying to go for it. They don't have Holy Arena. Oh, boys, I don't know. No. This is a dumb idea. This is a really dumb call. Jojo is back in 10 seconds. 20 at the time they made their move. They don't have Holy Arena. If they have Holy Arena on Tyrael, if they have all their ults, maybe. Even then it's a risk. But with with Jojo on the 20-second cooldown for the revive, and then in addition to that, no Holy Arena, forget about it. That's just not happening. That's just not a thing. Team? Can somebody please move back? Somebody has to move back quickly. They do know that we're 22 minutes into the game, right? I mean, yes, you have a minion wave there, but still, there's another catapult coming now. And yeah, okay, so seems like Uther is going to deal with the catapults, because if not, this shield is going to be gone quickly. Hanzo is there as well. Okay. But damn, what a game. It's kind of funny to look at the red team now and realize that they are all of a sudden the ones that are getting scared here. If you look at the minimap, I mean, it's structurally the same thing. The exception are the points on the core, of course, so there's a backdoor opportunity, maybe, for the red team. But for that, they would have to go through the top lane, which is, of course, not left alone by the blue team for anything. So, yeah, they're playing all around the camp. Double checking here too, not taking it, still baiting, still buying some time. Everybody's waiting for the objective, everybody is waiting for catapults to also apply additional pressure. And now Dehaka is a huge asset for the blue team. I mean, previously he was already important, but now he is really the big difference between the two teams here. One team has a global, the other one doesn't. Sonya down at the bottom of the map, trying to push this out. They got to deal with these catapults, of course, now too. And with every minute that ticks in, they're getting more dangerous. At the top, only one team with a Shaman camp. This could apply pressure to the top side forward. Objective is up. Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah, everybody's going to be looking for the kill now. And to buy some time. Time for that bot lane pressure, for the bot lane catapults, for the top lane Shaman camp. Here's the engage into the back line again. And no Divine Shield to be used. This was a bit of a waste. This didn't work out. The arrow didn't hit either, though. So both teams... Oh... The Divine Shield, he went for Bulwark. They're going full Bulwark on this one. The engages are happening. Sonya hasn't utilized Leap yet. We didn't have Leap yet. Top fort, by the way, is going to fall. Top fort is going to get destroyed. There's the Leap. Is it enough? No, it isn't. It isn't. They're going for the kill on Genji instead. X-Strike, he's trying to get out, and he gets saved by Anduin. Holy hell, he got out of the fight. You gotta be kidding me. 32 stacks to 30. It is so damn close. The red team, they're trying to bring this back. The advantage still going to the blue team, but not for much longer. They're flipping it 38 to 37, 38 to 38, and the red team takes the kill and the objective. They take the double kill. They go for a triple. They want it, and they're getting it. And they go for number 4. This has to be game. Top lane, Blessed Shield is there. 5-man team wipe. They get the entire team. They go for core. Oh my god, what a game. What a game. 23 kills to 12. Absolutely fantastic finish here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Great performance and a well-deserved victory for the red team. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. More RavenCourt, Tomb of the Spider Queen. We have our next game at hand, and over to the left it's the blue team with Hunter Orc on Anduin. We have Fish on Anubarak, Porky on Blaze, Curious playing Sylvanas, and we got Bishops on Tracer. So pretty heavy hit squad that they're running on the blue team. Whereas over to the right side in red, Starkface playing Leoric. We got Ultralisk on Sergeant Hammer, Gia on Tyrael, Rutsu on Maiev, and Blu-ray on Rhaegar. Now again, RavenCourt, as mentioned before, is bot-driven, or like it's an in-house league where a bot is matching the players that are participating in the games into lobbies, trying to facilitate a better matchmaking than what Blizzard is currently pulling off in Storm Lake. Not that that's very difficult, but obviously you still want to have a high standard, right? So this is exactly what they're doing here. And this is all the preamble to an actual tournament that's going to take place with the Captain's Draft. So all of these games are also exposition games for the players participating. Some of the names will ring a bell, but you will also encounter players that you probably have not seen before in the competitive games that we're covering here. Now, as explained previously, there are certain days where they're going to play out these games live, and I'm always going to catch, or try to catch as many of them as I can. But since they usually run 3-4 lobbies at the same time, that also means that I won't be able to cover everything. So some games that you will encounter in the videos that I'm uploading at least will be without a draft, and the reason is fairly simple. I'm still trying to cover the best games after the fact from replays that I couldn't cover live. So there's going to be a ton of content and just a ton of these games. They're all individual maps where the players are mixed and matched depending on their MMR and who signed up at the time. So it's all about just trying to play together a little bit, everybody getting to know each other, exposition games for the audience, and then all of that leads into the actual tournament in a couple of weeks. So for you guys, a pretty good showcase of what this is all about. A bit of an idea about the bot. If you want to have more information, you can also check out the link in the description that leads you directly to the RavenCourt website, where you will find a lot more information around all of this. But I have to say that it's been incredibly fun, because it obviously forces players to play with others that they might not usually consider to team up with. There's always some individual mistakes that are being made that make things interesting. We've had a lot of comebacks, so it's really nice to see players in this particular environment, and it also forces a completely different skill set at times when it comes to just coordination, the shot calling, and how the teams react as a unit. So it's fairly fun, and we had a lot of incredibly close games, so the bot is doing a decent job here. Now, onto the Spider Queen, had a kill and a kill so far for each side, but of course teams are now trying to get some extra gems together and do their best here to also turn in again for the first one. By the way, also a little bit of a real-life update, since I've talked about it a bit and I had a couple of comments come in. So after I dislocated my shoulder roughly 3 weeks ago, I've now had another checkup at the hospital, and I'm getting additional mobility drills. The shoulder is healing, but it's obviously a slow process. It's going to take a while. I'm currently doing some super easy exercises to start building it up a bit again, and I'm also going to get some extra physio starting probably next week. So it's going to take another 3 weeks at least until I, for example, can ride on a bike outside again. But there are certain things that I'm obviously not allowed to do, certain movements. Bench pressing, for example, or even just push-ups is something that's just not in the cards for now, simply because the movement puts too much of a strain in a certain direction on the shoulder. But I'm slowly starting to build the muscles back up again. So things are going slow, but they're going well, as expected. I mean, it's tedious, it's annoying, but yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta get through it. But yeah, talking about getting through it, seems like the red team is trying to get through the wall here, and they've been pretty successful, so good for them. Breaking down one of the towers and destroying the gate too, so their timing around the mercenary camp was pretty much on point. We have with level 4 Inuburak starting to dive in with the Underking, and with success, I might add. They come in, stun out Rega and take him down. So the dog is gone. We're having siege tactics for Ultralisk and Sergeant Hammer. But it's a pretty nice back and forth already, with even more damage now against Leoric down at the bottom of the map. Bishops is rotating between lanes on his Tracer, trying to get the damage in, trying to just surprise some people and get additional kills. And after Fish has already specced into Underking on level 4, we now have him with the Subterranean Shield on level 7. So it's currently all about having that heavy engage Inuburak and really trying to drive the pain train and the aggression. Whereas Ultralisk has finally access to his Hammer Siege mode, so now Sergeant Hammer is gonna become way more of a nuisance than before. So yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. We have Swift Retribution now on level 7 for a bit of additional assistance from Tyrael, as both of the teams are getting some early gems together. Red team has been a bit more successful, turned in 24 down to the bottom of the map. Still a bit of a drain going on for Porky. Leo going to try to knock that out of the park again as Vicious interrupts Gia. Nicely done monitoring the turn-in points too, so they're not getting surprised by too much, but at least at the top turn-in point, the red team was able to deliver a few more gems. So they are sitting at 43 gems that they've already turned in, and Gia is going to seal the deal on this. So now we have the red web weavers descending. Bishops trying to turn in at the bot lane, was not able to do so. So this makes this a bit dangerous, because if they're losing heroes now, they could lose the gems too. And it's already starting. Sylvanas gone, that's a huge blow against the blue team. Just as the web weavers are going to enter the game, they're losing one of their best deep pushers here. So Sylvanas would have been a massive asset. And how are they going to deal with Ultras and Sergeant Hammer now? I think the easy answer is they're not going to do that, because topside is very likely going to fall. Web Weavers are in, and Ultralisk is already doing enormous damage there, so this fort will likely be destroyed. In the middle, they're hoping for even more damage, and with Ultralisk rotating down, this is happening. At least Tracer was able to take down Leoric at the bot lane, but this mid lane pressure play is still continuing. And as long as they can't force Ultralisk back and the Web Weavers are still in play, this is gonna become dangerous. They're probably not gonna lose the fort, but they're gonna lose a few more hit points here, and it's already down roughly 40% of its HP. Top fort has obviously been destroyed, and the next problem that they're gonna face is the early level 10 talent for the red team. Now, thankfully for them, they haven't lost out on too much experience here either, so it's not a big gap that we're talking about. I have no idea what that into was. But alright, apparently just saying like, can I hit it? Are my buttons working? It was a button test. So he was just testing his old button, but not really a problem for Tracer. I mean, even if she couldn't dive out of the Entomb, that wouldn't have hurt Bishops too much. So yeah, it is what it is. But now we have with Tracer also the light bomb, so you can go for the engage right here. The fort in the middle of the map has, as expected, taking a fair amount of damage and is now down to the last 20%, roughly. With 64 gems in their hands, the blue team, they have an opportunity to now get their first objective into the game too. Obviously, the red team is going to try and prevent this as best they can. They are currently in the lead, and getting 2 turn-ins in a row would be the dream from here on out. But there's 42 gems already turned in for the blue team, with Blaze just turning in at the top side. And down at the bottom of the map, they're now going also for the Siege Giants. And they are attacked late. Alright, that camp is likely going to get stolen away. The Entomb catching Anduin. No follow-up yet, but still annoying situation for... Oh my god! Line him up, baby! Nice! Ultralisk with a beautiful ult. And now Porky, he's getting saved by Anduin, but they were very quickly in danger here. And while all of this played out, the camp in the middle has moved further towards the fort. So there's a lot of things happening against the blue team now. There's a lot of pressure in the middle thanks to the camp. Now the play at the bottom. Ultralisk very difficult to control from the blue team's perspective. His Sergeant Hammer positioning here is annoying as hell. They just can't get to him. And with the Siege Giants in tow, they are losing another fort. And even the disconnected. So Rutzo has a chance with Maiev to really go for Tracer now. Bishops attempts to move away, is able to move out at least initially, but he's still not out of the woods yet. Bishops! And he gets away. Leo died. Sanctification and Ancestral are being used to save the rest of the team here. And the blue team turning in the middle. Fish is making sure that they're getting their own web weavers. And I love how Cure just said at some point, you know what, boys? I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to take the wall down. We're going to destroy some of the towers here. And then we're deep pushing top. Hoping, of course, to prep for the web weavers themselves. Can't take the catapult down yet, so the web weavers are... I mean, again, they're starting right there, so it's fine. But yes, level 13 is going to come up next. The blue team has so far been more successful when it comes to kills and teamfight victories, and they're continuing that with another kill. This time taking out Rhaegar, but Cure falls again. Cure gets taken down once again. Very annoying for them. It's really unfortunate that he falls in the most annoying positions. First when they were trying to deep push an objective, and now as they are hoping to do a lot of damage with their own, he gets destroyed even though they got the kill on Rhaegar. If you have Sylvanas, of course, you can really accelerate these pushes so much further and make them so much more dangerous. Rutzo gets stunned out. They're hoping with a light bomb engage to get a kill here, stunning out at least Tyrael, and Maiev gets obliterated. But Tracer gets also killed. It feels like the last couple of fights, every time a team gets a kill, the opponent is very quickly ready to push a counter kill through. So now we have 6 kills to 4, both teams on level 13. Only a single fort remaining for the blue team in the middle of the map, and this one is not looking too good either. Cure gets caught, turns around with the Wailing Arrow. The Ancestral has to be used by Blu-ray, but they're still trying to follow up with the Sylvanas kill. They can't quite make it work as Sylvanas dashes out, but we have now 38,000 damage from Sergeant Hammer, 34,000 from Bishops and his Tracer. As the next turn-in is apparently going to happen soon TM, at least assuming that Starkfey is able to turn in eventually and is not going to activate his trait here all of a sudden. So a lot of pressure again on the blue team. They haven't taken out a single fort yet, so they really have to do something to start pulling ahead or at least equalizing the score. Already the Sanctification is out. Disc has been used as well. Light Bomb too. A lot of ults are getting fired out here. Everybody is turning into a pirate. And nobody's dying. So everybody just trying to rush away here as Darkfey is hitting another Entomb, and Porky is finding himself in real trouble trying to get out with the jet propulsion. That didn't work. And Rutzo makes it through the bomb from Tracer, so now they're all good. That kill was super important. It will allow them to turn in, get another Web Weaver wave. And as Ultralisk is already moving in for Siege Giants at the bottom of the map, they apparently are going to try and enhance that push with the Web Weavers even further here. So things are looking fairly good for the red team. Blue team can of course still bring this back, but this is now going to get dangerous. The fort in the middle, it will fall. There's no way this is going to be saved. The only question really is what happens around the keeps. Now the real problem for the blue team is that there's now not only Web Weavers coming down, there's 2 camps on the map, a Siege Giant camp at the bot lane, a Bruiser camp in the middle, and in addition to that, level 16 has just now been reached by their opponents. So now we have Giant Killer, we got the Crushing Hope. This is going to be insanely difficult to stop. So they have to really throw everything against the red team if they want to make sure that none of their keeps are falling. Most of the walls should be opened up, and especially if there's an opportunity for a kill, the red team is going to ruthlessly exploit their advantages. Fort in the middle, it's now gone. But down at the bottom of the map with the Siege Giants and the Web Weavers, this is where the first keep is going to take damage. Blue team still hoping for level 16 to hit during this defense, but currently it's just simply not the case. The pressure is being applied as they're trying to drive them farther away from the keep itself, which is now at 50% HP. Web Weavers in the mid lane have at least been defeated, but up at the top they're still doing damage. The deep push is happening though on the bottom of the map. Yeah, light bomb engaged, but also Cocoon were being used here. Leo is trying to make his way out of the fight. He has 27 gems. Nice wailing arrow from Cure. Sanctification gets used. Another ult from Ultrol is with the BFG. And they're starting to chase again, trying to turn the fight around and flipping it. Topside keep has taken damage too, but all of the keeps on the blue team side are still on the map. Not a single one has been destroyed, but 2 have taken a solid amount of damage. So this is a pretty good objective from the perspective of the red team. They destroyed tons of walls, 1 fort. They were able to open the last line of defense up and eliminate a lot of the hit points on 2 keeps. At least the blue team could avoid losing one of them outright. So that's the good news for them. And that they have now level 16. Turn-in available for the blue team. So they have a chance to bring in their own Web Weavers now. The next question is, of course, what's going to happen with, for example... Starkface has already turned in. He has already turned in his gems. That was kind of important. Making sure that he delivers. Epic Enter is now available for Nubarak. Obviously, Anduin has his level 16 and can now use Glyph of Faith twice. We have 63,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer, and it showcases once again how strong Hammer can be in a proper composition with a well-coordinated team. The blue team is just struggling from start to finish to deal with Sergeant Hammer, and once again Bishops engages with Light Bomb but gets pushed back. The connect is just not happening the way that they're hoping for here. And if they don't take down some structures soon, then they're going to be in a deep shit, as the professionals say. The real problem here is honestly going to be the turn-in. They need to turn in and then they need to take some forts down. That's all that they gotta do. It's really a big issue. Only Anduin and Anubarak haven't died yet on the blue team side. But yeah, they need to take some of these forts down. First of all, to remove the fountains, so that it's easier for them to contest these turning points in the middle, but also to apply some catapult pressure eventually, which is currently just not happening. And as the timer continues, we're 15 minutes in, these catapults that are spawning for the red team are going to get more and more damage in, and topside, for example, is starting to threaten the keep as well. The fight centering now around the bot lane. So far away from the top, at least we have a bruiser camp for the blue team that they are trying to use in the middle of the map to apply some pressure. But the experience gap is also widening. We're now 19 to 18 roughly, so more than a level lead currently for the boys in red, and things are just looking great for them. So there is really a need for the blue team to show some initiative, and they're trying. They're hoping for these light bomb engages. They're just not happening the way that they are expecting. Now the Entomb gets dropped. Darkfell on the other hand could fall here, but he gets out with 300 hit points. Once again, the blue team on the run, trying to get away here. But keep your eye on the minimap. Not only does the middle get attacked, but more importantly, the top side keep is now losing hit points and is maybe even gonna fall as Blaze gets killed at the bottom of the map. Rutsu, they're coming in for Tracer. Take her down. Level 20 has now been reached. Nicely done. And up at the top, yep, this keep is in real trouble. Somebody has to deal with it, but Cure now has to assist the rest of the team. Already we have the red team trying to go for another turn in, which they can easily pull off now, and then they could use that level 20 talent to go for some more keep pressure. Sylvanas, Cure came in at the top just at the last moment to save the keep, but obviously any kind of attack is going to destroy this super quickly. Could even make a play for boss if they really wanted to. But the turn-in should suffice to help them out, especially with Leo now also going for the camp over here. I guess he's going to need a bit of an assist. And it actually... Oh god, okay, so he has to move back. But they go for the boss instead. So there is a turn-in that's not happening. The blue team is turning in. So the red team did not finish their turn-in. They allow the blue team to turn in. So it will be a pretty traditional trade, boss against turn-in. So the gems of the blue team get used. They get Web Weavers. but at the same time, their opponents take the boss, so it's going to be a free defense for the red team, and the top side keep should still fall one way or another. Now, with half a level missing until 20, there's still a chance for the blue team to get their next talent here, and then fight an even fight and maybe even win that one. But first they have to deal with the boss at the top. I don't think there's a chance to defeat this one before it takes the keep down, but they also need to make sure that the core doesn't take any damage. The defense against the Web Weavers has already more or less succeeded. Leo is dealing with the top lane. Rega and some of his boys dealt with the middle, and now they're saving the fort at the bottom of the map as well. So 18 minutes in, we're still looking at 3 forts on the side of the red team. They haven't really lost any of the major structures here, so good for them. Topside keep has of course been destroyed, and now they can finish the turn-in, already shielding everything. There's still no level 20 for the blue team, but they will get it soon. But that turn-in is happening, and here we have it. So this should at least eliminate one more keep on the side of the blue opponents. Yeah, they hope, of course, to end the game here. Rutzo already looking for a Discord tether, but Bishops, he did not change course. So gets away. At least it's 20 versus 20 now. But could be quite interesting depending on how they're dealing with it. So, moment of truth. This is the big push. One of the big pushes. This is a big opportunity here to do some serious damage, and they're hoping for exactly that. First attack in the middle is already coming. Web Weavers at the bottom of the map are going to take a bit until they're finally arriving at the structures, but they are already bursting through the mid gate straight for the keep now. Defense is trying their best to burn the Web Weaver down as quickly as they can. And they are pretty fast on that. But again, right now, we still have everybody angling for position to look for that kill that could turn the tide of the battle very swiftly. At the top, the Web Weavers are making it straight for the core, and at the bottom, they're soon going to arrive as well. So the pressure is still there. And how are they now coordinating the defense? Because Ultralisk is still bombarding the middle with Napalm and those auto attacks. Web Weavers at the top are getting de-pushed. At the bottom of the map, Web Weavers are nearly done. In the middle, taking some damage. To be honest with you, the red team didn't really accomplish a whole lot here. It might have been a lot better to just de-push one more lane at the bottom of the map to allow the Web Weavers to get much faster towards the keep and then attack at 2 keeps at once. But this way, they gave the blue team time to just defend middle, defend bottom. The fight, on the other hand, could change things now. Cure is down to 100 hit points and gets killed by Tyrael. Tyrael took him down. Bottom keep, incredibly vulnerable. In the middle, another big problem with Cure dying again for the 3rd time here now. It's just a 5 versus 4 in favor of the red team, as they are hoping to end the game here. They're continuing the pressure. They can definitely take the keep at the bottom of the map down. And now that Fish has fallen too, now that Anubarak has been killed, they are taking everything. Both keeps destroyed, and now the core is wide open. There's no structure left anymore on the blue team side. They're desperately trying to defend here with the 3 remaining heroes, but Blaze falls as well. So does Tracer. The core is low, and Anduin runs away to the Nexus, hides under mummy skirts, and that is game. The red team with the victory, 11 kills to 6 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nicely done, well played, deserved victory for the red team. GG and well played.